Hey friends, and welcome to the $1 Million Message. This is National Sales Director Kristen Sharp coming in with your Thursday thankful message. And many of you have sent me Facebook messages and Instagram messages regarding me wearing Mary Kay Ash's blue jacket at seminar. And so for those of you that are not a part of the Diamond Seminar, I thought I would share with you a little bit about the day 3 speech that Mary Kay Corporate asked me to prepare. And it was all about making sure we power up the next generation. So what was kind of funny is that many of you know I had a baby. It's been about 11 weeks now. And my NSD jacket doesn't fit. So the great news is a dear friend of mine, Becky Manning, who has been in our company more than 49 years. She called me and she said, Kristen, this is kind of crazy, but I have a jacket that was owned by Mary Kay Ash that I bought at a garage sale 33 years ago. And I attended a garage sale when Mary Kay was moving from her pink house to her round house, and I wanted to send it to you. Now, never in a million years, you guys, did I think Mary Kay Ash's jacket would fit me. But I said, sure, I would love to have it and add it to my collection of Mary Kay memorabilia. Well, right before I left for seminar, when I realized my NSD suit didn't fit, I thought, let me just try on this jacket because it kind of looked oversized. And I guess the style back then was these oversized blazers. And even though Mary Kay was I don't even know, 4 feet something, and I'm 5'9", you guys, this jacket fit me perfectly. And so that is why I wore this blue jacket to give this speech. And it was all because Becky said, Kristen, I've loved this jacket, but it's time to pass it on to the next generation. So thank you, Becky Manning, who's been in Mary Kay 49 years, has held on to this jacket and treasured it for 33 years and passed it on to me. So if you're wondering what this jacket looked like and you're like, Kristen, what are you talking about? Go to my Facebook or Instagram page and you will see it. Now, what's so fun about this jacket, you guys, is it has custom purple shoulder pads sewn in. And if you didn't know, Mary Kay Ash's favorite color was purple. And she loved shoulder pads because it made her shoulders look wider and her waist look thinner. And I was thinking, yeah, that's definitely the look after having a baby that I'm going for. So it worked out great. But what was so interesting, you guys, is that this seminar actually marked my 18 years in Mary Kay. And it's so funny because when I attended seminar 18 years ago, I remember thinking, so many people in Mary Kay are old. I don't know if you thought that when you attended your first event, depending on your age, but I remember thinking everyone was really old. Well, what's so funny is this past year, having it be my 18th year in Mary Kay, I have new team members completing their online agreement who were born in 2006. And so truly, I'm full circle moment. Oh, how the tables have turned. Well, you guys, if you're not aware, our CEO, Ryan Rogers, who is Mary Kay Ash's grandson, explained at Leadership Conference his 4 imperatives for growth in 2024. And one of those is to make Mary Kay relevant and appealing to the next generation while working with all generations. And Mary Kay Ash understood the importance of being relevant to women of all ages, backgrounds, and statuses. And I truly believe that our company has remained strong because we both anticipate and embrace change. And when you think about it, our products have changed, our car program has changed, and even the styles of our suits, jackets have changed. But our principles and core values have remained the same. And truly, to solidify our company for another 60 years and beyond, we must attract the next generation. So if you're unfamiliar of the different generations, let me kind of give you a recap. A baby boomer is someone born between 1946 and 1964. Okay, that's a baby boomer, 1946 to 1964. Generation X was born between 1965 and 1980. Generation X is 1965 to 1980. Now, if you're a millennial like me, we also are referred to as Gen Y. That means that you were born between 1981 and 1996. Okay, 1981 and 1996 is a millennial, also known as Gen Y. And then Gen Z is born between 1997 and 2010. Okay, Gen Z, 1997 and 2010. Now, what was so interesting at seminar, you guys, is when I had people stand based on which generation they were a part of, it was proof that our Mary Kay opportunity is appealing to all generations. And it was so fun to see the different age groups stand up as I called out the years that they were born. And it was just so fascinating. But I want you guys to know that one of the key pieces, I think, of being relevant to the next generation is having an awareness of how each generation communicates. So if you didn't know this, baby boomers most likely appreciate formal and direct communication. They prefer face-to-face, phone, and email, and they value context and details. Where Generation X appreciates informal and flexible communication. They prefer things like email, phone, text, and Facebook, and they value professional etiquette. Now, millennials appreciate authentic and fast communications, and they prefer communicating through text, chat, email, and Instagram. They also value efficiency and a digital-first approach. Where Generation Z appreciates transparent and visual communication. They prefer things like Snapchat and YouTube and TikTok and FaceTime, and they value video, voice command, and a mobile-only approach. So I want you to think about how you can apply this knowledge with an example, okay? Baby boomers who want to connect with Gen Z should not call and leave a voicemail. Instead, use text or instant message. Now, when returning that communication, Gen Zers who want to connect with baby boomers should not FaceTime or DM them on social media, but instead make a phone call or set up a face-to-face appointment. So it's key that we keep one another's preferences in mind when you're booking, coaching, and team building with different generations. But even more important than preferences, I encourage you to look for women who, regardless of their generation, align with Mary Kay values and principles. Because there's a difference between attracting people to us and convincing them to be attracted to us. And I have found that if you have to convince people to join, right, then you also have to convince them to book parties and attend training. Now, great team builders look for a great match. I want you to think about that. Great team builders look for a great match. And of course, we offer the opportunity to everyone, but great team builders are mindful of what both sides bring to the table. I've also found that the best team builders are also the best listeners. And Mary Kay Ash attracted all generations because our founder, she listened and she led with love. She listened and she led with love. And, Mary Kay taught us to envision a sign around every woman's neck that says, "Make me feel important," regardless of someone's generation. So remember, listening, caring, and leading with love is timeless, cross-generational, and builds a genuine connection. Now, at my second skincare party, I had a hostess named Barbara, and she was in her late 50s. She and all of her guests had bronze skin, and at the time, I had zero experience with our bronze foundations. Now, the night before the party, I tested all the bronze shades on my face to try to better understand the colors, but that didn't help because at the party, all the guests looked orange. And you guys, I was so mortified. I didn't even go do the tablecloths or share the opportunity. Yet at the end of the party, Barbara came up to me and she said, "Kristen, I want to join your team." Now, shocked, I said, "You do?" And she said, "Yeah, everyone is buying products and you didn't even give us the right foundation color. I can totally do this." Well, y'all, Barbara joined my team that night and she taught me how to properly match bronze foundation shades. And she also taught me that I didn't have to be perfect or know anything really or everything to team build. But I think the most important thing she taught me was the importance of having a diverse customer base and team. So I became highly intentional about sharing our products with women of all ages and ethnicities. And I've just found that a diverse and multi-generational customer base turns into a diverse and multi-generational team, which fosters a sense of belonging that surpasses race or age. Now, my personal team includes men and women ages 18 to 83 who speak more than 7 languages. And you guys, this didn't happen by accident, but intention. One of my personal team members, Cindy Martrain, she's a baby boomer. And she's 65 years young. She's a paralegal at a top law office in Louisiana. She's a wife, a mother, a grandmother. She is super loyal to our product line and was attracted to the career opportunity to supplement her retirement income. Now, she has a very strong in-person skincare party, but was initially challenged with navigating working virtually. And I'll never forget, I remember on one of our Zoom meetings, she was like beyond frustrated. Like her camera wasn't working, her name wasn't showing up on screen, and she was about ready to throw her computer out the window. And I just asked her, like, Cindy, how do you talk to your grandkids in Texas? Well, she quickly said, over FaceTime. And then I asked her, have you considered using your phone to do FaceTime skincare parties? Y'all, I'll never forget her face lighting up. And the next month, she finished DIQ. And she came to seminar this year as a Chevy Trex driving sales director. Now, I knew Cindy would be a strong director and add so much wisdom and life experience and stability to our Sharp area. Now she works her business both in person and virtually. And she's taught our area so much about building strong relationships, but also how to do quick and fast FaceTime appointments. She even holds her unit meetings on FaceTime. And her grandkids are like so excited for her to earn a pink Cadillac. Now, also attending seminar, I had a personal team member named Joanna Zhang. And she is a millennial in her late 30s who teaches Cantonese at Stanford University. Yeah, I said Stanford, right? Pretty prestigious. Well, she messaged me on Instagram because she moved from Hong Kong to California and she was looking for a beauty consultant. And she happened to see that I had been at a Mary Kay training center in China and we had mutual friends. And we started talking on Instagram, building a friendship. And she, you guys, came to seminar this year as a star team builder with her team member, Mick Young. Now, also, right before seminar, I had a conversation with Sharp Sales Director Kimberly George. Now, you might know Kim. She was just featured in the lookbook, but she's a retired naval officer who was the 5th ever African-American female selected to command a combat ship. And she was telling me about her new hotshot team member, Mariah. Now, Kim met Mariah outside a UPS store. Now, Mariah is 19 and she's a part of Gen Z. She had never heard of Mary Kay, but she thought Kim's pink Cadillac was really cute. So Kim booked Mariah in the parking lot and facialed her the next day, and Mariah signed her beauty consultant agreement. Now, here's what's crazy. Mariah has not held a traditional skincare party yet or even been to a new consultant training, but she added 3 team members and sold a ton of products through Snapchat. Now, Kimberly, my sales director, is 43 years old, and she's a part of Gen X, okay? So I asked her, like, oh my gosh, are like, you on Snapchat? And she said, well, I am now. And it just made me laugh, you guys, because Mary Kay Corporate has been heavily promoting TikTok lately. And to be transparent, I feel like I just figured out Facebook and Instagram. But Mariah and Kim's story gave me the push to join TikTok because I'm looking for more Gen Z leaders. And guess what? They're on Snapchat and TikTok. Now, I have like a whopping, I think now, 50 followers on TikTok. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm watching YouTube videos and I'm figuring it out. I share this because I believe if Mary Kay Ash was alive today, she'd be on all social platforms, learning from the up-and-coming generations. In fact, Mary Kay Ash was one of the first people to embrace email back in the day. Mary Kay, she understood the importance of raising up and investing in the next generation of leaders. Now, Ryan, our CEO, told me that every week in college, on the same day, at the same time, his grandmother, Mary Kay, would call him to ask him to come work for her. Every week. Can you imagine? But y'all, Mary Kay Ash knew Ryan, the next generation of her family, was key to the success and the next generation of our company. You know, the day I signed my beauty agreement 18 years ago, my mom said, Kristen, you will achieve and do far more for this company than I ever have. And I distinctly remember saying, Mom, you're a national sales director. I haven't even held a party yet. But little did Mom or I know that years before, Mary Kay Ash had presented Ryan with her book on people management. On the inside cover, she wrote to Ryan, anything your dad and I have done, you will be able to do better. And it just makes me smile because, you guys, we have women that are a part of Mary Kay Cosmetics that have served and represented our company for 20, 30, 40, 50 years and beyond. And I truly believe that we stand as the number one global cosmetic giant we are because of them. Their longevity, their mentorship, their leadership. But we cannot forget that we're one generation away from being a company of women who never met or were never trained by Mary Kay Ash. We are the next generation of Mary Kay. And it's up to us to find and raise up the leaders who will join us in shepherding our company and our culture into the future. You guys, as you enter the halls of nationals at corporate, the phrase "keepers of the dream" appears in gold letters above the entrance. And I believe there's no more fitting words than those to describe the position. So I want you to really think, really ask yourself, are you committed to being a keeper of her dream? Can Mary Kay count on you? You know, Mary Kay Ash's dream was that mothers would have a career they loved so much they would want their daughters and granddaughters to follow in their footsteps. Ryan's dream is to pass the presidency on to his daughter Everly. And I pray that my daughter Lily will follow in her grandmother Connie's and my footstep and do far more for this company than I ever did. We have a legacy to lead, and it's our job to ensure the opportunity Mary Kay created lives on. For my daughter, for yours, and for theirs. So, can Mary Kay count on you? I sure hope so. This is National Sales Director Kristen Sharp signing off. Be a part of powering up the next generation of Mary Kay.